Hey guys, it's Sid here with SVTPerformance.com. I am in sunny Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're at Mustang Week 2022, and I want to give you guys just kind of a walkthrough of the vendor area this year. Tell you a few stories about Mustang Weeks past, things like that, just to give you an idea of what the last Mustang Week, supposedly anyways, is going to be like, or is like. So, start off here in the vendor area. We got Bullet Auto Detail. Those guys are out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and has done some wrap work for us in the past. See, this is some of their work, and they're actually doing some straps on the car right there. Wrap that Bullet. We'll swing back around this side when we come back through. We've got BFG, some of the cars that they always have. Unfortunately, they weren't able to do their autocross course at the racetrack because that doesn't exist anymore, to the ever-loving shame of Horry County area. We lost Myrtle Beach Speedway a few years ago. VMP Performance is here, showing off, of course, their old superchargers, or intercooler bricks, heat exchangers, water tanks, these new pulley brackets. We'll be covering that more in the future because we have a trip planned down to visit those guys at their shop in Florida. MBRP's here with some of their exhaust. And tons of cars. A competition clutch here. Nice Pro-Charge setup on a Coyote with a Boss intake manifold. EcoBoost'Supercharger car. Got the Croft Gate guys here selling some waxy stuff. I like the looks of that car. This appears to be a Roush. Head across the street here. And it's already warm today. It started off warmer than I had experienced this early in the morning here. Typically, you know, SVTP, we used to set up and sell shirts and all kinds of stuff at Mustang Week. Then when they switched locations and had a few hurricanes and a pandemic and things like that, kind of dropped off due to some other issues as well, but it's still a cool event to see. The Ford booth, Ford Performance booth, the GT500, the new ice white package Mustang. That's pretty neat to see because it has the white wheels and things like that. And one of the things I really like has the white badges, so that's pretty cool. We're so used to the blacked out packages, it's nice to see them go in the opposite direction on things like that. They do have a Mach-E, and it's a Shelby-fied one where you lose the entire front, which is insane because that's one of the whole points of buying that, is to have more storage space. You can sign up and enter to win things and stuff like that. Ford always is giving away stuff like that. Shelby has a display. Got a ton of people just still rolling in. Nice custom paint work on this car. Might not be everybody's favorite color, but the work looks pretty good. Just a Ford merch trailer. If you need your old school mechanic shirt, they have that in stock. That looks pretty good. I might have to pick one of those things up. But then it'd look like I actually do work. Everybody knows that's not the case. So the vendor area this year is a lot on the smaller side. Not just like a little bit smaller, it's quite a bit smaller than the last time the event was here at the mall. So 5 years ago, it moved from the mall to the convention center. And you know, some people liked that better, some people didn't. That venue is owned by the city of Myrtle Beach, and they did not make it available to Mustang Week this year. So we're back at the mall and back in July instead of September, which I think was a smart move. They had to get the Wienermobile as a vendor. Have Steeda here with some of their stuff. Steeda makes really nice suspension parts. And they actually run their stuff, so that's good. You can actually see them out of the track. Heading on around ModifyMustang.com. Have some wheels, things like that. Pretty good crowd as far as the show cars and everything. And if you go on around that direction towards the Bass Pro parking lot, that's where just the general admission is. Like, you pretty much have to be in the show to be parked in this area because this is a massive car show. I'll head around this way. C2 Customs has Some front ends, it looks like. And some nice hood vents, things like that. I like this car. I'm a sucker for these early SN95s. Everything's gotten so sharp and edgy. I like the bubble cars somewhat. Red Mirror Events, selling shirts. More just shirt selling stuff. Got UPR up here. See them at all the NMRA races as well. So you guys are used to seeing that. If you've seen any of our NMRA race coverage, check that out. 6-cylinder. Surprised that didn't get swapped. Sweetheart of a little car with the wire wheels and everything. Terminator blower on a nice screaming yellow Terminator. I always like the competition orange Mach 1s. Speaking of competition, got Competition Auto right over here. These guys are great to deal with. They're up in North Carolina. Can get you all kinds of parts, and they've got a big Whipple sitting right here. These guys are big Whipple dealers, and you can tell that because they built this car, and since they're a big Whipple dealer, they wanted a big Whipple on it. So really nice setup. Belgian Wheels is here with you probably recognize Steve's car. Works at Lethal Performance, one of the big supporters on SVTP now for years. Actually, that's where they got their start, but Steve is with them now. Redline tuning, hood struts. You've seen us install those on our S197 cars we had in the past. Speaking of Whipples again, Fox body, Coyote Swamp, big polished Whipple, and no prop rod. We got Fox Mustang restorations here with some very nice unique color on this one. And then I love seeing this, just basic, kept carb, all that good stuff. Maker's Garage with their new repop turbine wheels for the Fox bodies. How you like that Terminator hood on your Fox Cobra? Teal at that, but these things are really nice. These guys are repopping a lot of parts you just can't get anymore, and that's a great thing because, I mean, where else are you going to pick up splitters and things like that? You know, these little parts that become just hard to find over years, and you've got companies popping up to make that kind of thing, which is great. Coney. And over here in the corner, we've got Haggerty Insurance. I actually need to talk to those guys because you can never have enough insurance coverage, especially down here in Myrtle Beach with the tourists just looking everywhere and not knowing where to drive. It's a struggle at times. Man, it is hot. So I'm staying hydrated. How hot is it? I'm sweaty.
Where at? On my butt crack and my balls and everywhere.
I'm really sweaty. We got J&L Oil Separators, formerly JLT. It's Jay and Lisa's new company. JLT is now a division of S&B Filters. You can see how much oil they collected in 3,500 miles on this 2.7 liter Bronco. What about on this Fox body? Oh yeah, that's getting a little bit more oil, 222 miles. So we're going to do a little bit of video later on, talking to Jay, covering oil separators and why they're important, especially on newer cars with direct injection. But we'll have to check out that on the channel later. So that'd be, this is a good time to tell you to subscribe. JLT's air intakes, like I said, that's a division of S&B Filters now. It's a really great partnership for them to put all this together. So still getting the same quality you're used to, and allows Jay and Lisa to focus on their oil separators. Celine's here, probably looking for investors, and if you guys know, you know. Ooh, this is nice. Oh yeah. Heading on around. Cervinius has a tent showing off some of their hoods, front fascias, things like that. I really like that green color on this Roush car. It looks really nice. And of course, beautiful. One of my favorite blues on a Mustang with Terminator front end. Really sharp looking car. You guys know 5-Star Tuning. We're there all the time. We're going to be out there in the next few weeks covering some more stuff that they have going on. This is one of their Broncos. They've got a ton of cars down here. GT500, GT350. This is the Heritage model GT350. I actually drove this and covered it on the channel, so if you want to see more about this car, has a few mods there tuned, and it's probably one of the best driving GT350s I have driven, and it is an R. This thing is sweet. Good looking 5.0. We've got Nitto here, showing off some of everybody's favorites, Nitto drag radials. And then I really like the Ridge Grappler tires. I've had a lot of luck with those. Over in the corner, got the guys from Jack's Wax, always popular. I know a ton of you guys use their products. I never have, but I've always heard that it's good, so maybe one of these days I'll have to give it a shot. And we got Lambo doors on an EcoBoost Mustang. Roush is here with their Roush blowers. Ooh, this one's pretty nice, all polished up. Not bad looking at all. Somebody enjoys comic books apparently. Yeah, apparently they do. Ooh, this is nice. I just love the simplicity of a carburetor, a distributor, little push rod motor. It's just such a nice little simple setup. I like that kind of stuff. I guess I'm getting more sentimental towards the older stuff in my old age. CJ Pony Parts has their setup here. They are raising a pile of money for the Grand Strand Humane Society, which is fantastic. Last year they just dropped in and handed them a check for like $6 grand, which is awesome. Those guys need all the help they can get, so they're running a raffle, you know, pick up a bunch of tickets, and they've got like $33,000 worth of parts to give away. And all the money is going to go to the Humane Society, so help the puppies and kittens. No, that's not nitrous oxide systems, that's the energy drink, which is weird because it's delivering to RTR Vaughn's booth and their Monster Energy, NOS Energy. I don't think they should get along, but apparently they are. Vaughn's supposed to be here later on today, and you can see everybody's lined up here to spin the wheel for a chance to win some swag. I really like the Bronco though, the Fun Runner. This thing is sweet looking with the larger fenders and everything. That's one of the great things about these newer Broncos is all this stuff comes off very easily. It can be added on, the fenders, things like that. They made these things pretty modular. It makes it just a lot more fun to mod. I like it when companies make their stuff so I can play with it. Don't lock me out of things like the tuning on a lot of the new Fords. Not a fan of that. Would prefer that Ford unlock all their ECUs so we can get in there and do all the fun stuff. But last but not least, over here in this corner, we have long time supporters of SVTP and just an awesome group of guys. Pro-Dyno, they brought out their mobile chassis dyno. Doing some tuning right here on hand, so if you want to get your car tuned, stop by. Look here, Dan's in there working his magic right now.
Yeah, no, they work out.
Making a little bit of power. Paul looks thrilled to be here. But that's pretty much it for the vendor area this year. Like I said, it's maybe half the size it was 5 years ago, and when it wrapped around Hooters and was down by the road, and you could stand in Ford's booth and watch people crash as they pulled out. But they've changed that. Just less vendors showing up, spending money. Sad to see, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little walk around tour. And that is nice. Big Whipple blower, what it made. 825 Pro-Dyno tuned. Actually, I saw this thing getting the blower installed at Pro-Dyno. It's on a 350 and this thing screams. I've actually got to hear this one run on the dyno. So next time we're up there, if this thing's back on the dyno getting some more work done, I'll do a video for you guys. This car is a sweet setup. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave it off there, and Might hit a few more videos here in the area. I definitely know I got to talk to Jay and Lisa, so over at J&L Oil Separators. So if you want to know more about that, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. You guys know how this works by now. Tickle the algorithm for me, help me get the word out to everyone. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed a little walk around, and we'll see you next time.